Hi and welcome to our next installment of Minecraft Feed the Beast. Today we're going to be going over multi-farms. It's took me a while to figure all this out. I couldn't find too much information on it, so hopefully this is helpful to some people. What you're looking at right here in front of us is a multi-farm. Now they're called multi-farms because you could grow 4 different types of things at once. We'll get into that a little bit later. But right now I have just made these all farms for trees. And the types of trees we're using is fir. Now you can use birch, you can use these autumn type trees that just go straight up. You can even use redwood. We tried that. Redwood doesn't work as well because redwood will only grow in a 4x4 configuration, whereas fir will grow in a 4x4 or a 1x1 configuration, making it much better. So we've made it night and we've turned this thing off. So Trix, why don't you make it day? We're going to show these people what this tree will do, and then we'll get into some of the structure of it. So there's 180 trees on each side of this farm. So it's capable of pretty much popping up a tree just any moment. Normally they're just popping up like crazy. So we'll just let it watch for a second, and we'll get below the guts of this. We'll show you how it's built. And then we'll go into showing you how we've made an XP farm actually out of the efforts that our farms will make us. There will also be, I will post some links to show you in greater detail all the different configurations. Oh, the thing's on. Is it on me? Okay, well it is on. So the farm's on, and you can see what it does is it harvests the trees. And it seems like the farm can only do one thing at a time. So if it's harvesting a tree, it won't put down fresh soil or plant a sapling. So it kind of does one thing at once, and it's going to get real laggy here because these trees are popping up fast and furiously. So it'll harvest the tree and then plant the new soil and then plant a new sapling. That is if you have made this a automated farm. You can also make it manual, which doesn't mean you have to do everything by yourself. Manual just means well, you have to look at the description, but manual means you'd have to add the water and it wouldn't do things automatically. So here's the farm. There's several configurations to this. All farms have to be 4 blocks high. So you got 1, you got 2, you got 3, and then there's a level above this. They have to be made out of brick. Any kind of brick is fine. The level upon which you actually are going to grow your crops, you can put that at any level. So I have it at the top level. You can't put it a level above. I don't think you can put a level below, and you cannot put it on this level right here, which we're calling the third level up. So this plain old brick level here, you cannot put on the third level. You cannot put a level above or a level below. It has to be either on this level, or the level I have it on. So the way I've structured things is I've kind of made a little operational room below. These are called farm hatches. These things you see with these little squares on them. Sorry it's so laggy. This here is called the gearbox. That's where you supply your energy. This here is a farm valve. That is where you could you supply your water. These also over here are farm hatches, which is where you can supply your fertilizer. Sorry it's so laggy. Or your dirt. What I've done is I've made these endless loops with these barrels of dirt and fertilizer. And what it does, you can kind of see the way I have it configured. You have a redstone engine here, and it loops the fertilizer and dirt from that farm to that farm. So I have looped dirt and fertilizer to both farms. And it doesn't use much fertilizer, but we can run this thing forever on a barrel of fertilizer. I mean, literally forever. It does use dirt to a certain extent, but dirt is, so easy to get a hold of. So I just load this in when it gets low. So let's kind of go over. I'm apologizing.
Should we turn it off now?
So yeah, turn it off because it's going to lag us out and people are going to go nuts. This right here is our processing plant. You can see there's an ender chest there. We're going to do another video on that and to show you how that works. We have a way of mining that just will blow your mind. So anyways, what I've done is I've quickly come up here and kind of showed you some of the components. First of all the layers of those 4 layers I showed you, there's different structures. This one's the one we just built. The ones I showed you are in a 5x5 structure. So it's 5x5 is 25. There's 4 levels of. You need 100 farm bricks. These right here are farm blocks, and here's how you make them. Any stone, they all have to be the same. So once you choose what you want, it makes the same. So you take any stone, copper, slabs of any kind of wood, and tin electron tubes will make 1 farm block. So you're going to want to make tons of these. In order to make these tin electron tubes, you need to have this machine here. This machine is a thermonic fabricator. You put your tin in this configuration, some redstone, you turn it on. I guess I'll turn it on. Turn it on, and oh, you know, I just powered on the other tree farm, didn't I? So it's going to take a while. So what I did was I actually just turned on our other tree farm. So once this juice is up, you can pull out these tubes as fast as you please, but I'm not going to waste your time in showing you that. You turn that thing back off for now, May. So you need a lot of those. Next, you'll need farm valves. These are the things with which you're going to supply your farm with water. This configuration here, a farm block, tin gears, and glass. Your farm gearbox, this is how you're going to supply your power. 3 tin gears, a farm block. Next, your farm hatch. Make a bunch of these, because if you really power your farm well, it will produce so much. I have 8 farm hatches on each of these farms in order to pump the stuff out. And lastly, you have, it's a farm control, and what you can do is you can put these on the various sides of the farm to control which side you want to operate and which side you don't want to operate. Now, you have to put a gold circuit chip into your farm in order for it to know what it is growing and how it's going to operate. I have an extra one here. So the way it works is you make one of these chips and you put it together with a soldering iron. If you don't know how to do that, you can Google it, or if enough people ask, I'll tell you how to do it. At this point, I made one of these once. You can see the 2 top are for crops and the 2 bottoms are for arboreal plants, meaning trees. So you can control which sides of your farm will grow what, and then with that other block you can choose which sides you want to turn on and off. I've just made these farms entirely trees. Now another thing we made is down yonder. May, why don't you turn that thing back on? Which was, this one you can only make a managed farm when it comes to rubber trees. So this is another farm I made here. And this is all for planting rubber trees. I made this one a little smaller. Mason. Trix is going to turn this back. Is it on now? Okay. So yep. There you go. It's pulling out the rubber out of these trees. Let me go outside and I'll kind of show you what it looks like. So that's a configuration I've come up with. What I did was I grew these one at a time, then knocked all the trees off and grew them one at a time and knocked all the trees off, and I left one tree out so I can walk inside there. I don't know why, but I just did. And this will harvest all my rubber. Oh, it seems to have harvested all. I can't even see any little rubber valves on it. And you got to be careful when you power this one, because the way I have it powered, I have to keep turning it off because it doesn't really generate activity enough to keep all the power consumed, and I'm having power backups and it was exploding. So what it does is it's powered there. This tube brings the rubber down, 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 down. Follow this. I have it running through here, a diamond pipe that selects it to go in this red direction. The red direction goes up, right up there. I'll go upstairs and show it to you, which is an extractor. Oh, I'm sorry, it's so laggy. And the extractor takes the rubber, converts it into, case of sticky resin, converts it into rubber, and then plants it right into this barrel for me. It's Just simple as that. So I just turn it on every now and then if I'm running low on rubber, but it makes so much rubber so fast, you don't need much. Why don't you go ahead and turn that off, and I'm going to go explain to these people what in the world we did to make our tree farm into an XP farm. So our tree farm comes, all the wood's going to come through here. I'll turn it back on so you can just kind of see it running. That turns on both farms. I have both farms on at once, and the way I power the farms is, I guess I'll knock a hole in the floor here. There's electric engines here. I got 5 of them actually that are powering. You can't see from below, but those engines are pumping the energy for the 2 farms. And I guess I could click on one. Can I show you how that's powered? So you can see these engines are pumping, and you know what? I'm a little bit of a noob when it comes to figuring out how these go. I just put like a brass, a copper, a tin, and like a iron tube on this circuit board and just plugged it in there. So it seems to pump out a lot of energy. So the wood comes out all these hatches. You put dirt in this section, you put saplings in this section, put fertilizer and water. You can put it in manually if you want to make a manual farm, but these are managed farms. And it produces so quickly I needed 8. So I have 8 hatches on each one to pump this stuff out efficiently. And I have them powered. I put 2 on these, but I think it's overkill. Where is them things? By an aqueous accumulator. So I put an aqueous accumulator. I put 2 on each one. I think it's overkill though, but it works fine. It pumps all the wood down, down, down into this, which I call my XP farm. What these are is just a bunch of furnaces, and they're all linked in. Wood can't go back out because of these iron tubes to keep the wood from going back out. And what you do is, you just click. I have 1 XP now. You kind of get the idea. If I empty all these out, I'll have 30 XP. And once I get 30 XP, I just walk over to here, where I open up one of these chests. I take some diamonds out, I take some stuff out, and I can enchant anything I want to enchant. So it's a never-ending source of XP. What it also is a never-ending source of charcoal. So what we do is we use this charcoal to fuel our turtles. I think I have one here. I don't have one here. And what we do is we'll take a turtle. I usually bring them to my charcoal, for example. So I'll just pop a bunch of turtles down right here usually when I have a cleared inventory. I'll type in refuel all, and I got 125 units of fuel in that turtle, which enables us to do what we do as far as mining goes, which you're going to want to see with our next video. One of our next videos when I show you how we mine using turtles, several turtles, using a program that someone else created, and I'll post a link to that in that video too. But I'll post links to the various configurations and ways that this all works out, and you know, encourage you to try it out yourself. Well, there's one last view of the farm. Make a day again. Did we turn it on? Is it still on?
Yeah, the farm's still on.
Well, anyways, no, that's our double tree farm XP machine, and there it goes. You can see it planting. And then when a tree grows, it kind of takes a little vacation from planting and goes back to harvesting. But it works great if you need an endless supply of charcoal or rubber or anything. And with the links I provide, you'll be able to see all the different variations and configurations to make your own multi-farm. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. If you did like this video, subscribe to it, and we'll make more videos like it. I don't know, anything I left out, Trix? Anything in passing to our viewers?
No, I think you covered it all pretty well.
I did. I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm good. I did good?
Did good.
Oh, man. That makes me feel special. Anyways, thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe. We'll leave you with an aerial image of our farms.